Today guys on Beer Geek Nation, we are looking at Blue Moon's winter offering. This, my friends, is the Blue Moon Winter Abbey Ale, 5.6% alcohol by volume. I'm just going to describe this one to you off the back of the bottle. Crafted our single style Abbey Ale with select roasted malts, a hint of Belgian sugar, and a touch of wheat for a rich caramel flavor and wonderful smooth toffee finish. No mention of a Trappist yeast or an Abbey yeast or anything like that, so I had to pick this one up. I'm very curious about it. You put the Abbey name on a beer and you have my attention. So let's see what Blue Moon can do with a Belgian style Abbey Ale. So let me get into a glass, let you guys know how it smells, tastes, give you the final verdict on the Blue Moon Winter Abbey Ale. All right guys, so the aroma on the Blue Moon Winter Abbey Ale. Wow, yeah, it smells like an adjunct lager, which I wasn't expecting. There's a slight kind of wet cardboard taste, smell to it. A little bit of graininess, a weird kind of sweet corn smell, maybe a little bit of like a clove character in there. A little bit of like a breadiness like you'd get in a Belgian ale, but really it's just like wet cardboard, kind of cereal grain type of smell. Kind of a off-smelling beer. All right guys, so the taste on the Blue Moon Winter Abbey Ale. Cheers. Right at the front of the tongue, there's kind of this nice twang of like a cinnamon, clove kind of spiciness, followed almost immediately by a pretty decent amount of a sweetness. It's kind of a toffee sweetness or like an overly sweet tea kind of sweetness. Middle of the mouth, more roasted notes, a little bit of caramel, a little bit of toffee in there. Definitely kind of you get that wheat kind of mouthfeel to it, that kind of that brightness that you get from a wheat beer in this one. Nice sweet aftertaste in this one, more caramel, more of kind of like a cinnamon or a clovey kind of peppery taste in the aftertaste, more of that sweetness, a slight kind of maybe a little bit of a dark fruit, but very, very light, more of like a fruity ester than anything. It's actually really surprisingly a nice drinking beer, a nice sweetness. Let's add a little bit of like a warming kind of spice quality to it. Really surprised by the one. It's not bad at all. All right guys, so the final verdict on the Blue Moon Winter Abbey Ale, 5.6% available now. Guys, I'm gonna give this one a B. Believe it or not, I am actually pleasantly surprised by this beer. I really don't have a problem with the Blue Moon beers. You know, if it's the only thing at a restaurant or at a party, I have no problem drinking. I think it's a pretty solid offering. Sure, it's not the greatest thing in the world, but the beers are pretty flavorful and the flavors that are there are pretty solid. Like in this one, for example, I was afraid. You put that Abbey Ale name in a beer and I'm expecting a lot, and this one actually lives up to it. The aroma is garbage. It smells like, you know, wet cardboard, adjunct, you know, not very good at all, but the taste is actually surprisingly solid, and ultimately in the end isn't that what matters. Nice sweetness, nice kind of clovey spiciness to it. You know, it's not great, but it's very drinkable and it's actually pretty enjoyable, so I suggest you guys give it a shot. I am actually pretty surprised by it, to be completely honest. It's a nice kind of winter beer, surprisingly so. So with that said, getting a B from me, and remember folks, life's too short. Drink amazing beers. Cheers.